their number 3 or number 4 target. Here's what's remarkable. A 7th-round receiver, a undrafted running back, and a 7th-round quarterback for the Niners dominated the Jets' defense full of first-round picks. Let that sit for a while. San Francisco led the NFL in big plays last year. They had 10 last night against the Jets' vaunted defense. They scored on 8 consecutive drives. Robert Saleh is a handsome guy with good energy. He got worked. He's 18-34, and his defense was remedial and got worked by a 7th-round receiver, an undrafted running back, and a 7th-round quarterback. You cannot win in this league unless you're great at the top. Owner, GM, coach, quarterback. The Jets aren't. I mean, San Francisco did whatever they wanted. Perhaps most troubling if you're a Jet fan is that the weakness of the Niners, this is indisputable, is the O-line. And they pushed the Jets back for 4 quarters. Jet sweeps, traps, sweeps, seam routes, underneath, bubble screens, it all worked. And here's my question with the Jets. What do I have? In the AFC East, let's just take their division. Buffalo, I know what I have. An excellent defensive coach and a superstar quarterback. I know what I have. In Miami, brilliant offensive coach, the fastest wide receiving core in the league, not great in cold weather, can be tremendous in warm weather. I know what I have. Even with the Patriots after week 1, physicality, defense, I know what I have. What do I have with the Jets? A now immobile 40-year-old quarterback, a defensive coach got work last night again, who's 18-34, a suboptimal owner and offensive coordinator. It's a lot of flim-flam. It's a lot of noise. It's a lot of sizzle over substance. What are the Jets? They're actually their own Jeopardy question. What is the team from East Rutherford, New Jersey? What are they? So they're not good on defense either. So 7th-rounders and undrafted players do whatever they want against them. The weakness of the Niners pushes them all over the field. What are they? I know what Buffalo is, and Miami is, and Kansas City is, and Baltimore is, and the Rams are, and the Lions are. I don't know what the Jets are. The Jets don't know what the Jets are. Here's Robert Saleh after.
They're an elite football team, and I know they were missing Christian, but they still have Debo and Ayuk and Jennings and a really good O-line and a really good quarterback. So credit to them. Like I said, it's a championship outfit, and they introduced us to some championship football, and we'll get that fixed.
J-Mac with the news.
No.
Heard on the news. This is the Herd Line News.
I was texting with some Jets fans. This is what I do. We're trying to grade on like a scale of like an A to an F Aaron Rodgers' performance last night. And I settled on like a C+, but it sounds like you were a little lower than that on what he did last night.
It's not what he did, it's what he is. He did not move from a 4-foot radius all night. This is now what he is. If you look at the top quarterbacks in the league, forget the throwing, they can all throw. Mahomes moves, Hurts moves, Lamar moves, Josh moves, even Burrow moves.
Those guys are all under 30, yeah. It's not a surprise.
Aaron's 40 off of surgery. He is closer to Kirk Cousins now. Grab it, step left or right, throw. That's what even Stafford moves now better than Aaron Rodgers, or at least did this weekend. This is what he is now. Aaron does not move. His last year in Green Bay, we saw that he was no longer a mobile quarterback. He was more than this, but he was no longer mobile. He was just a stationary, sit in the pocket, static, let it rip. And he can be beautiful. But just know, you have no tight end production, a suboptimal OC. If Breece Hall twists an ankle, a rookie running back, you do not have elusiveness at quarterback. That's just what this is. And that Tennessee Titans D-line is a handful. Ask mobile Caleb Williams about that Titan D-line.
I didn't get the grade. Where are you chiming in on Rodgers?
My question is he now just a B-minus guy.
Oh, well, B- is generous, but that's why I asked, because I know you're like a friendly teacher when it comes to grades. B-. Oof.
Well, I don't know what I'm watching this team. What is the defense? I think that it's not a matter of what Aaron did last night. What I'm watching, with all that time to prepare, this is now what he is.
Well, he did have a clean pocket for much of the night, which was nice. They didn't really get to him. The offensive line held up.
It will not be that clean against Tennessee. That's a much better pass rush.
You're already going 0-2 on the Jets, huh?
I'm not. I'm just saying it's going to be interesting.
Plays at 5. Jets again next week.
Oh, it's already in there.
Let's start with the Packers and Jordan Love. So he went down with that MCL sprain in his left knee. The initial timetable, 3 to 6 weeks. But get this, Matt LaFleur hasn't even completely ruled him out for this week yet.
I couldn't give you a percentage, but if he gets cleared, we'll give him every opportunity like we always will. And, I know he's doing everything in his power. I know he's spending a lot of time trying to get back as soon as possible, but certainly we're not going to put him in a position where if he can't protect himself that he'd go out there. If Jordan's not cleared, then we'll start Malik and Sean will be the backup.
Do we officially know it's an MCL sprain?
Yeah.
It's not a tear, it's a sprain, so it'll be sore. Yeah, my take is...
Is it risky to put the guy you just signed to $1 billion contract, just trot him out there with an MCL sprain?
Well, he played on a Friday, so 2 extra days, right? So it will be sore. First of all, this is really encouraging that he could miss 1 game.
Well...
They're not going to win with...
Is this gamesmanship from LaFleur?
No, I don't think it is. Remember,
Love,
young athletes heal faster than old athletes. And Green Bay does things right. I mean, most of these young athletes get hurt. We say 8 weeks, they're back in 5 or 6. So, I mean, to me, this is incredibly encouraging. Whether maybe it is gamesmanship, but what it tells me is he's going to play not this week, then next week at minimum. And so, that's fine.
You remember last year, Trevor Lawrence had an injury, like a high ankle sprain, and they had a Thursday night game, and everybody said, he's not playing. So I went and bet against them, right, the Saints. And Trevor Lawrence, lo and behold, plays and is fine.
I remember that.
So you could be on to something with this.
Now, you could argue Trevor Lawrence playing exacerbated all the injuries, and he kept getting more hurt.
Yeah. So
that's probably what Green Bay is weighing now. Willis is not beating Indianapolis. Indy's a good team.
So Indy's now favored by 3.5 on the road. I think you just got to take the points with the Packers just in case Love shows up, right?
Or do you take the Colts in a blowout because this is all gamesmanship? It's probably a stay-away game.
Just remember, the Colts receivers were winning deep indoors in week 1. Yeah. Now you go outdoors in Green Bay. Jair Alexander's not bad. That's got to be Packers or pass for me. Colts as favorites on the road. Come on. Next up, Dallas Cowboys, Colin. We got to talk about them every day. They already paid 2 of their top 3 stars in CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. They got a combined $376 million. Now their attention turns to Micah Parsons, who addressed his future in Dallas on his podcast.
Fans is worried about me, man. I know I'm going to be a Cowboy. There's nothing like Cowboy Nation. I think the love is very mutual. But as for me, man, I'm just focused on winning games. I want to win those big games. I want to win those playoff games, get to the Super Bowl. For me, the contract is not really what I'm worried about. It's just me being the best player I can be for my guys, my teammates. And, if a contract, something like that happens furthermore up, then that happens. But right now, we're going to focus on just trying to be legendary.
All right. Lot of money talk in Dallas. The hype train is rolling in Dallas, J-Mac.
Well, if you're Parsons, basically, you saw how Jerry just dragged this stuff out with Lamb and Dak. You don't even have to worry about it. He's going to sign you, whether it's 5 minutes before the week 1 game next year. Who cares?
Listen, as long as you draft well, teams in this league can pay 3 stars big money. Dak, CeeDee, and Micah. You could do. Now, can you pay DeMarcus Lawrence, another guy on the edge, when you're paying Micah? That's the question.
Well, wait, no. I don't think that's a question. You can pay 3 guys big money. Yeah. Can you win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, San Francisco's paying 6 guys big money. So you can pay 3 guys a lot of money, but you do have to hit on draft picks. You do have to find guys in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. I mean, look, again, Brock Purdy, 7th round. Juwan Jennings, 7th round. This running back kid from Georgia Tech, undrafted. You can pay. I mean, We've seen Kansas City's moved off some, but they have Chris Jones, they have Travis Kelce, they have Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid
paying
versus
Joe Tooney.
Dak and McCarthy. Come on, no.
I'm just saying is it's not that you can't pay 3, but you got to get your drafts right, and you got to find. What you have to do is you got to do like the Niners. You got to find a lot of 6th and 7th round guys who not just make the roster, they're productive.
Is the Rams a better comp when they went top heavy to win the Super Bowl with Stafford, Kupp, Donald, and I think Jalen Ramsey was the fourth
and
guy?
then they moved off him for a year, rebuild, and then last year was supposed to be another rebuild, but it wasn't because they hit on multiple guys in the 4th, 5th. Puka Nacua was a 5th rounder. You hit on several of those guys and get them free for 4 years, then you can pay your guys at the top.
They're going to be interesting.
You have to pay Micah. CeeDee Lamb and Dak are done. You have to pay Micah.
Well, at this point, yeah, you might as well.
Well, he's your pick. He's a first-round guy, so you did your job. Reward yourself.